Drake DM controversy. Is it real or fabricated? Drake versus Akademiks, is that what we on now? Recent social media activity has highlighted a controversy involving Drake and DJ Akademiks concerning allegedly fake DMs about LeBron James. So if y'all don't know, that Drake song, Fighting Irish, it was about LeBron James. Parts of it were about LeBron James. Obviously, LeBron James's high school team was the Irish, right? DJ Akademiks has stated that these DMs are not genuine, whereas others claims they're real. This situation has sparked a debate about credibility in the entertainment industry, affecting public perception of both Drake and DJ Akademiks. So let's go take a look at this stuff. Shout out to Cloud King XX, giving him the credit. How Drake getting caught lying destroyed DJ Akademiks' credibility in just 24 hours. Y'all know how I feel about Akademiks. I generally like his channel, but since the Kendrick and Drake beef, he's been like spinning narratives in a way that I just think hurts his overall credibility. I find Akademiks to be usually fair. Even if he's biased, he'll give a fair take at the end of the day. Usually. Not when it comes to Kendrick and Drake. So let's see. May 29, 2023, Chris Blake Griffin, a clothing designer, was attacked and robbed by Stephon Diggs, who's an NFL player. This is all allegedly. I don't know any of this to be true. Do your own research. And two friends, Stephon Diggs apparently tried to make a Zesty move on him, Chris, and Chris turned him down. So Diggs sent his brothers and friends to take him out. But luckily, they got a video. Luckily, Chris escaped. The perpetrators got arrested and eventually had to do some community service. So I guess Chris has designed clothing for Drake for his OVO brand, and they have some history. Drake has some evidence. If you guys hear wind, this is like these California winds. It's crazy. Drake has some evidence of some sort that will help Chris further his legal battle against Stephon Diggs. So Chris, who's got kicked, asked Drake for help, but Drake declined. As Tank was preparing for his fight as the co-main event on the Mayweather versus McGregor undercard, we were trying to figure out how to grow his name and pay homage to Floyd for the opportunity. We commissioned a private designer to replicate Floyd's uniform from his 2009 match against Marquez. That was a great fight. Mayweather dominated Marquez. To leverage the world of entertainment and make Tank's name, Tank is Gervonta Davis, who we mentioned earlier, a bit more mainstream. We looped in OVO. I texted Drake and asked how he feel about an OVO owl patch on Tank's shorts for the fight. He replied back to me saying it'd be epic and amazing. After I got the green light from Drake, I looped in Oliver from OVO, and he began making the patch making process. Post-fight, I flew to LA, gifted the shorts to Drake on behalf of Tank and I for his birthday. So these are the shorts. Let's see how all this ties in. The connection between the two got heated, and Drake apparently called him a rat, which prompted Chris to leak some DMs on his Instagram between him and Drake. So Drake calls Chris a rat. Chris gets angry, leaks DMs. The shocker on the DM was within the message. Drake insinuates that LeBron may have cheated on his wife, Savannah. Again, none of this is, I don't know if it's true, don't care if it's true. It's none of my business what a man and his wife have going on. Dang, gang unfollowed me. So this is Chris talking to Drake. Chris is purple, Drake is going to be white in the text. From college days, playing Views on repeat with the volume turned all the way down in my sleep in hopes of helping you attain another one, to tatting the owl on my skin. So Chris is angry. He's like quoting Stand by Eminem. We waited for you in the blistering cold for 4 hours and you just said no, or something like that. From standing outside your shows in the cold with my baby broski, whose OVO deal fell through the cracks after coming to Toronto to link 40 at Soda Studios, to arguing with Gervonta about charging $0 to put the OVO pal on the shorts when he fought on the Mayweather-McGregor undercard. So that's the shorts that we saw earlier with the owl on it, OVO owl, simply because I saw the vision. Next, from always, so he's basically saying everything he's done for Drake, from always offering tickets to all the OVO guys for every fight that I pay out of pocket. He's mad that Drake unfollowed him. For because Gervonta would say they got the money, Gervonta saying, why are you doing this for free? Which at this point, looking back, maybe Gervonta had a point. You think these guys are your friends? You need to run business because they're running business. To then having Preem pissed at me for requesting a pair of signed gloves and not getting them despite spending my own money on gloves for Preem. So he's just basically going over, you guys can read this. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Chris is telling Drake, for everything I've done to you, you're going to unfollow me. You're going to treat me like this. Crazy work, right? And here's allegedly Drake. You asking me to post a tape about you ratting on people, G. I just don't really come from a family or a friend group where that's acceptable. I live by a code that's become law. Okay. I don't know what Drake has going on in his personal life. My first reaction is to obviously say, are you Drake? You're following the street code, but I don't remember. You guys got to remember, we don't know these guys. We all just got to deal with our own stuff off of here. Not telling you to be no super gangster or tell you what to do, but it just made me feel super weird. You would think that I would be into supporting that. So Drake is calling him a rat, basically. Chris trying to explain himself. A dude trying me on some gay-ish while I was designing his collection and styling him. He's talking about Stephon Diggs. I didn't go, and he sent 2 dudes to off me at my crib to suppress the secret. That's not ratting. I survived the hit. And he had money on my head, so I spoke up. That's like me telling you that you ratted. I don't know why they didn't show this whole part, because this is important. And I don't know if you guys can see that whole thing. I'll read it. That's like me telling you that you ratted for pulling Universal's card. Chris is referencing as Drake sues UMG, Universal, because they played with you in front of the entire world. Drake is like, no, we ain't doing that. I mean, I don't know no details, fam. I'm just showing you outside perception. I think there's better ways to go about it. Me and Universal is like if Nike was funding a campaign about LeBron cheating on his wife, not Adidas or Reebok. It's like if Nike did it. Nike, the company he been with since he started. My situation is not no street-ish. So this tweet actually says Drake is insinuating that LeBron might have cheated on his wife, Savannah. I don't get that from here. This is a complete hypothetical that Drake posed. So I don't know if Drake is saying that at all. I could be wrong. Everybody before me that tried the label was too eccentric, so they wrote them off as crazy and they never had to pay for their sins and mistakes. He's talking about UMG. I'm going to change that and make the building a safer place for every artist moving forward. Really, Drake is heard about Not Like Us. That's all it comes down to. If Not Like Us wasn't a banger like it was a banger, there wouldn't be no suing. Your stuff, Chris, is personal, involves violence. I just think the way you're doing it makes you look crazy. That's my opinion. And you don't need to listen to it. I just think if all you are saying is true, there are better ways to handle it than dropping a tape. So Drake's thing is, why did you release the tape? Chris's thing is, people were trying to kill me. Drake is like, why would you think I would support that? You know the code that I live by. We don't support that. Who do you agree with, I guess? So to the Akademiks part, right? You're probably watching this like, why? Where's Akademiks? Boom. Possibly afraid of the DMs repercussions, Drake wanted to shut it down. So Drake didn't want these DMs leaked, so he contacted Akademiks to tell him that the DMs are fake. Again, I can't confirm this. I don't know who Cloud King is, if he has inside information, but again, let's treat it as valid for the sake of the storytelling. As soon as Akademiks heard the confirmation from Drake, he quickly posted it on X that the DMs are fake and that Chris is only using this to clout. So Drake, what he's alleging is Drake went to Akademiks like, yo, this dude is about to leak some private conversations that I don't want out. Akademiks, you're a media empire. Slander it. Dead it. We need a counter narrative. So Akademiks tweets, this is a fake DM. Drake called Buddy a rat. He got mad and he made up some fake DM to try to make the blogs and go viral. End of story. Source, The Boy. And that's Drake's nickname, The Boy. Most of the news outlets that posted DMs quickly deleted once Akademiks announced that Drake himself told Ak that DMs are fake. So what Drake wanted Ak to do is working. Drake is like, allegedly, yo, Ak, get them to delete these DMs and all that, because we ain't doing all that. Ak is like, all right, I'm gonna put out a statement, and then people started deleting their posts. The end game, Chris is extremely furious for not only being called a rat, but also a liar. He posted the video. The video shows that the DMs are in fact real. So usually when people want to verify that DMs are real or messages are real and not Photoshop, they'll go into the app and screen record and slide through. Like, I don't know who can fake this. What, you got Adobe Lightroom, you got Final Cut Pro, but I mean, I'm showing you the real. The video shows the DMs are real and that Drake lied to Akademiks to try to cover up the stuff that he said about LeBron and LeBron's wife, Savannah. So now Akademiks as a media, so again, I mentioned earlier how with the Kendrick and Drake thing, obviously Akademiks has a bias towards Drake. Obviously. I have a bias towards Kendrick. Obviously. But I mentioned earlier how Akademiks' coverage towards the end, as Drake started to lose with the narrative spinning and all this, it just kind of, for me, hurt his value and credibility a little. And I say it hurt his value because I usually find that Akademiks has fair takes. Even when it comes to someone like Dominique Jones. there was a point where Akademiks was slandering him, but he would still give him good advice about his music. Same with Meek Mill. So the Drake stuff is like hurting his credibility to some. I know a lot of y'all don't like him regardless, right? This is furthering that. Like, you came out as a media platform and potentially lied to your audience on behalf of Drake. So you're looking less credible in a different way to other people. Drake lied to Akademiks to try to cover up the stuff he said about LeBron and LeBron's wife, Savannah. Again, I don't think in these messages Drake was even saying that. I don't think he was saying like, oh yeah, by the way, LeBron is cheating on da-da-da-da. I think he was just giving an example, but obviously not everyone feels this way. Aftermath is almost poetic, definitely ironic. Akademiks was the one to expose Drake as a liar. That's one way to say it. And Drake was the one who caused Akademiks to lose his credibility. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think this definitely hurts Akademiks, even though Drake is the one involved in this and may have said this or that. And you got the Chris guy who got assaulted and he's under a lot of pressure. None of them come out looking bad. I don't think anyone is looking at, obviously people are looking at Chris as a rat, but I don't think the general public is looking at Chris as a rat. And I don't think the general public is looking at Drake any different than they did before based on this specific situation. The only person who gets hurt here, whose credibility is shot, is Akademiks for going on a tweet, posting an X post. What is it called on X? Is it called tweet anymore? Posting a tweet as a media guy, as a media platform who people trust, and potentially it was a lie. And instead of thoroughly vetting it, he allegedly trusts Drake, and it just makes him look not credible. So again, I don't know if this stuff is true. I don't know if the DMs are true. The man posted a dang screen recording, but you know, technology is up right now. I would just say, as someone who generally enjoys Akademiks content, the whole Drake saga, Drake versus Kendrick saga, is like hurting some of that for me. And it wasn't like this at first, even though we knew Akademiks had a Drake bias. Early, when you go watch Akademiks' reaction to Euphoria, even though he's a Drake bias, like I have a Kendrick bias, you might have a Kendrick bias, even though Akademiks has the Drake bias, he's not letting it affect how much he thinks Euphoria is dope. But around the time where Not Like Us came out, that's when it kind of started to change. So I don't know how Akademiks is going to continue to move with this, but we'll see. What do y'all think? Do y'all think this stuff is real? Is it possible to fake something like this? Could you really fake like a screen recording like this? Yo, if you can fake something like this, show me the man who edited that. Cause I got some editing work for him that I need done. Anyway, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.